close your eyes and picture this. 100,000 people, all around the world, all of them connected to the same game. And in that game, most of the 100,000 people are constantly placing, breaking, traveling, killing, and probably hacking. You might imagine that the server would have a few issues dealing with all the player activity. These issues are mainly called lag. In small amounts, it's usually unnoticeable. But too much of it will turn your game into a PowerPoint as the server struggles to keep up with all the things going on. Speaking of PowerPoint, look at this cool transition into the next part of the video. Hypixel is a server that contains over 100,000 people playing during peak time. And 40 to 50,000 of these people play on Hypixel Skyblock, making it the biggest MMO server in Minecraft. And even though redstone usage is limited on Skyblock to prevent lag machines from being built, Hypixel Skyblock has still had its fair share of massive lag spikes all over the server. And not just your regular 5 seconds temporary lag, but lag bombs that last for hours and affect tens of thousands of people. So how do lag bombs on this scale occur, and what makes them so serious? Here are the basics of Skyblock lag. Pistons are unusable in any area, and you can only have a few small redstone circuits running at the same time. If you have too much redstone activity, your island just kind of shuts down. Any attempts at building lag machines are futile. But there was a more complicated way to turn your island into a lag machine. In January 2020, a guy called Daxito quit Skyblock after unintentionally making his island too laggy. Here's what happened. Looking at his island, it may seem like your average island, but in this island, there are over 8,000 chests, 9,300 hoppers, and 2,000 redstone-related blocks. All packed within a 160 by 160 region. These blocks used up a lot of the resources allocated to Daxito's island, but it didn't exactly cause lag. It had some other side effects. His island would crash all the time, up to 12 times in a day. Whenever he crashed and got kicked out of his island, the server thought that he was still in Skyblock even though this is incorrect. And when you're supposedly already playing Skyblock, you can't join back. So Daxito had to wait a long time for the server to update to let him back in. This sometimes takes a few minutes, but for Daxito, the server thought he was playing Skyblock for an entire week. Not only that, but whenever the server crashes, the server does a rollback, meaning that all the progress you made in the past few minutes would be erased. Basically, Daxito couldn't really get anywhere in the game due to being locked out every few hours, and losing progress frequently. And although visiting his island now doesn't seem to cause any issue, he would quit the game a year ago. However, this lag would only affect one player, and that was Daxito. The next lag bomb we will be covering dates back to March 2020. And it would affect the entire server. Speaking of cover, if you cover your mouse with your hands, and then move your mouse to this button, and then you push the hands down on the mouse, something crazy will happen. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. The Jerry Island. An island known for its insane money-making methods you should do right now. However, there is another event on Jerry's Island that is overshadowed by all the money-making methods. The eruption of Mount Jerry. An event where magma cubes fly out of a volcano and you have to kill the magma cubes to get rewards. And the only way to deal damage to these magma cubes was Frosty the Snow Blaster. Or the Snow Cannon. A weapon that shoots snowballs very rapidly. These magma cubes had hundreds of health, and each snowball only dealt 1 damage. So people would have to launch hundreds of snowballs to take down one magma cube. As you might expect, there may be up to hundreds of snowballs flying around at the same time in a single lobby when the event begins. A few hundred snowballs doesn't sound like much of a problem, but on March 21, 2020, and March 16, there were going to be many problems. In the middle of March, up to 20,000 players would participate in the Jerry Island event. That's tens of thousands of snowballs being spawned all at once, and hundreds of thousands of snowballs collectively existing simultaneously. The event also had bad optimization, which was admitted by Hypixel. As you might expect, the servers had a few issues with the amount of entities being spawned. But not only the Hypixel Skyblock servers. The entire network was breaking down. Players in Bed Wars, Sky Wars, Build Battle, this game mode, and whatever, all suffered due to Skyblock, and this isn't the only time that Skyblock has led to the entire server lagging. Which is why a lot of people on the forum say that Skyblock should be deleted. Anyways, back to the story. On March 16th, the admins attempted to fix the lag. And they thought that they fixed it. But 5 days later, the lag came back stronger than ever. So the admins enabled item cooldowns on snow blasters. However, since speeding the event requires you to shoot a quadrillion snowballs per second to win, the event became unbeatable after item cooldowns were added. Not too many people were happy about this, and the admins addressed this issue in a forum post. The event was now officially broken. And to compensate for the event being unplayable, the admins were going to give free presents to players, which were worth a few thousand coins. But in comparison to the spooky event, the Jerry Island lag bomb is a minor inconvenience. The spooky event is an event lasting 1 hour long, that happens on the last days of October in Skyblock, which was every 5 real-life days. However, on a certain day, this event would not only lag the entire server, but it would take down the whole Hypixel network and prevent anyone from logging in. Here's how it went down. On January 9, 2020, a new feature called the private lobby was introduced. Before that, a normal hub lobby had 20 players, and some people didn't enjoy sharing their lobbies with other people. So if you had VIP rank, you can go into a private lobby and have the entire hub to yourself. Of course, this feature was quite demanding for the servers, as there would be up to a few thousand private lobbies at once during peak hours. Peak hours sometimes include the spooky event. The spooky event is best played when you are in a lobby by yourself, so as you might expect, thousands of players would create new lobbies rapidly when the event started. On January 12th, the servers were quite strained by the new private lobby feature, which led to a few connection errors and lower TPS than usual. But on January 17th, not only did the lag get raised by a notch, but by 1. On January 17th, as usual, a few thousand private lobbies were created in a short amount of time by players seeking to beat the spooky event. It was Friday, which meant more players than normal. And this is where it all went downhill. The amount of new lobbies being opened and the amount of people traveling between hubs led to Hypixel having a mental breakdown. A few minutes into the event, people could no longer travel between hubs. It would take up to 5 minutes to go from one lobby to another lobby. Next, the people who were outside of Skyblock couldn't join the game. You could spam the NPC all you want, but the servers won't take you in. After that, if you weren't in Hypixel, you couldn't even connect to the server. Get trolled. People playing other game modes because Skyblock was down couldn't have peace as the entire server was lagging, not just Skyblock. Many people around the server got randomly kicked out of Hypixel during the spooky event. A guy was about to win his Bed Wars game, only to be kicked and blocked from joining for about 10 minutes. And for the people who were lucky enough to stay in a good lobby during this event, it wasn't even worth it because the points weren't counted correctly. And then the server went into maintenance mode. This incident was mainly swept under the rug, with no admins addressing this issue. But after that, the spooky event wouldn't cause that much server-wide pain anymore. While the spooky event and Jerry Island event lag doesn't really cause catastrophe anymore, there is one last lag bomb we will talk about today. Whenever a Hypixel Skyblock update is released, the server usually dies for a few moments as the lobbies reset and people get kicked out of the game. But the laggiest update of all time was the social update, an update that introduced social leveling. Whenever someone visits your island, you get social experience. As you get more social levels, you get cosmetic thingies. And everyone loves cosmetics. But how do you get people to visit your island? It was simple. Travel to random hub lobbies and bait people into going to your island. The thing was, thousands of players were doing this, and a few more thousand people were falling for social XP bait. All of this player activity led to the servers freezing. A lot. Shortly after, it was discovered that the social leveling system was glitched, with people getting millions of social XP even though nobody was visiting him. And there was another serious bug. You could crash other people's games by visiting their island. Here's how. There is this mod called Skyblock add-ons which is used by a ton of people in the game. Skyblock add-ons has an icon for every time you get skill XP. If you get mining XP, there's a pickaxe. If you get farming XP, there's a hoe. But since Skyblock add-ons didn't have an icon for social XP, the game would crash whenever you got social XP. This was abused to cause suffering for a guy called Ben Plays. But that's in the past. Social XP has been fixed and re-added to the game, although nobody really remembers it. And those are basically the main lag bombs that will be covered in this video. Thanks for watching. And watch my other stuff.